I'm going to read this one as well. A nurse is assisting with the admission of a client who has bleeding esophageal varices. The nurse should anticipate a prescription for which of the following medications. Now, do you know what esophageal varices are?
It's I don't know.
Check this out. We go back to the basics, right? We have the esophagus.
Okay.
Okay. You have the stomach. Okay. I'm only going to draw that right now. Then we have the liver. What quadrant is the liver on, Mr. Tayo?
The liver is in a lower quadrant.
No, sir.
Upper quadrant.
Left or right?
Left.
Low, no, sir. It's right.
You're right. Sorry, you're right.
It's okay. It's okay. We're learning. Okay, so look, it looks like this. This is how the liver is positioned behind the stomach in your right upper quadrant. Okay. Now, there's a couple of things we have to understand. You know, we have blood vessels everywhere in our body, correct?
Yeah.
But you have these specific vessels that they come from the GI system. Let me explain a little bit more. You have the small intestines, and then you have the large intestines right here. Okay. Okay. All of your, one of the functions of the liver that you need to become familiar with, the functions, okay, of liver, is that the liver it detoxifies blood. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Every time that you eat some food and maybe there's a little bit of bacteria in it, your stomach acids help kill that bacteria. But that bacteria does get picked up by your bloodstream. Remember I showed you the blood vessels around the intestines?
Yes.
And so all of those blood vessels, eventually they send blood, look, from here, from the esophagus, stomach, the intestines, small and large, they eventually send all that blood to a fat vein in the liver known as the hepatic portal vein. So that right there is known as the hepatic.
Praise, can you close to that?
Hepatic portal vein, sir.
Okay.
So what I need you to understand is that veins, they carry waste, including everything that was detoxified, everything that needs to be detoxified. So I'm going to draw these little black arrows. They're sending blood with waste to the liver because the liver detoxifies blood.
Yeah.
Can we agree on that?
Yes, sir.
So you have all those black arrows that are showing. Let me draw it in red so you can see a little bit better. So all these arrows right here are representing where those veins are sending blood to so the liver can detoxify the blood. Is that clear, sir?
Yeah.
Then the blood goes in here and it spreads out through all the vessels and lobes of the liver. The liver cleans it and then it sends it somewhere else, which we'll discuss later on.
Okay.
But this hepatic portal vein is very important because it sends blood to the liver received by the GI system. Now, when we have liver issues, like liver cirrhosis, your liver cannot clean that blood. And since it cannot receive it, it starts backing up. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Now, the red arrows that I was showing you were showing you the direction of where the veins were taking the blood so the liver can detoxify it. But if the liver is closed, if it's not open for business, then that blood is going to start backing up, correct?
Yeah.
And that's what esophageal varices is referring to. Let me explain. If I show you the esophagus in this fashion, okay, there's the esophagus. And now you have the veins, right?
Yes, sir.
You have some veins that are all right here like this. They're also found inside. Okay. Those veins, what happens to them when the liver starts closing down and the blood starts backing up into those they're called esophageal the veins of the esophagus. They're the veins of the esophagus. What
Yeah.
happens to those veins now that they're receiving the blood that they were trying to get rid of?
Mm. The veins. I don't know.
Well, think about it. If those veins were supposed to get rid of blood back to the liver and the liver's sending it right back up, what happens to those veins? Just, you don't have to tell me the medical term. Just what do you think happens? What happens to the blood inside? Is there more blood or less blood now?
There'll be more blood.
More blood. So those veins become distended. They become thicker
Oh,
and they look like
yeah,
this.
yeah,
You
yeah,
see?
yeah.
Now they
Yeah,
look thick.
they look big. Yeah.
They look big. And you know, varicose veins, the ones that we normally see on people's legs,
Yeah.
the same exact thing happens to the veins in the esophagus. And
Oh.
that is known as esophageal
Oh.
varices. Does that make sense, Mr. Tayo?
Yes, sir.
And all of this is related to liver cirrhosis. Does that make sense?
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
That's what I want you to understand. Now, the question said that the patient has esophageal varices, and it also included that there was a little bit of bleeding going on, a little bit of blood going on.
Okay.
Okay, this is what's happening. Does that make sense, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay.